Welcome back, friends. Today's tiny tip episode is going to be about this gel medium called Tacky-when-dry. And I want to use this with gold leaf. So in the past, when I've used gold leaf, I've always used a adhesive that was very liquid. And it did not lend itself for use with a stencil. It just didn't work. I got a really sloppy application. So I'm going to try this Tacky-when-dry because it's a little more creamy. And I think it will work beautifully with a stencil. And I'm going to use some leftover gold leaf that I've been keeping in a jar for a couple of years. And that's our first experiment. We're going to use this gold leaf along with the stencil and the Tacky-when-dry. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use some new stencils that I got from Amazon this week. A lot of them look like animal prints. I really wanted something with a smaller pattern that I can use sometimes with my larger masks. So we're going to use this today with our Tacky-when-dry medium. And we're going to use both a credit card and like an actually it's a gift card, and we're going to use one of those like little stamps that you use for stenciling. It's like a little rubber sponge stamp. Anyway, excuse me. Sponge stamp and a Blick gift card. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to, you'll see how nice and creamy this is. I'm going to take it out with a palette knife and spread it across the top. And I quickly realized I needed to tape down my stencil so it doesn't move. So definitely tape down your stencil first. And then use your old credit card, don't use one that you use, and just push it through on an angle. Okay, so my camera stopped recording and I didn't realize it, and so the area on the left is actually finished. Sorry that you didn't get to see me finishing that. So now I'm going to use my little sponge brush on the right hand side and push through all of those openings. Okay, I'm using the product that was in the lid, and I'm using my fingers to really hold down the stencil to make sure that it does not go underneath. We don't want any of the gel medium to go underneath. And again, this is Tacky-when-dry gel medium. So regular gel medium will not work for this. It does not dry tacky. And the other thing that I noticed is if you don't clean your stencils immediately after you remove it, you will end up with it dries pretty quickly. You will end up with a sticky mess on your stencils and your stencil will be ruined. So the first thing that I did after I finished this was go right to the sink and clean off my stencil. So you also want to lift it off the paper, or whatever surface you're working on right away, so that it doesn't, stick to the canvas or the paper. And I'm noticing here that some areas already look a little bit dry. They were the thinner, like if I didn't apply it very thickly, it dried very quickly. So I'm setting my timer for 15 minutes, and I'm going to see if it dries enough in that period of time. Now on the left hand side it's a thicker application, so it's probably going to take longer than 15 minutes, but let's see. Okay, so we're back 15 minutes later. As you can see on the right hand side it is clear, which is an indication that it is ready, and on the left hand side it is still very milky white. So and some areas are clear. So the thicker areas are still milky white and they are not ready. So I'm going to carefully just apply gold leaf to the right-hand side, and then we're going to wait a little bit longer for the left-hand side to dry. And I'm using, in this case, my gold leaf brush is ruined, and I haven't replaced it yet. So, and since this isn't a real project, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm using just an old brush. Now normally this kind of brush is what I would use after I've used my nice soft brush to lay down my gold leaf, and then if there's areas where I want to knock it off, like literally get a little rough with it to sort of knock it off in areas, especially if I'm going for a distressed look, this is the kind of brush that I would use. In this case, I want to knock off in between where there wasn't any Tacky-when-dry Gel Medium. So it was at this point that I was realizing that a full sheet of gold leaf probably would have been a better choice for this type of application. So I'm not going to bore you with watching this failure. I really feel that the larger full sheets of leaf would have worked better. So here you see me continuing to work, but it is not working. It really isn't. So I am going to go find a soft brush, go find my full sheets, and we were going to try this again. Okay, so I didn't have any gold. I have copper leafing, and as you can see, they are nice full sheets. And we're going to try this again with one of the stencils. And this time I'm using that foam stamping brush, and I'm going kind of in a circular motion because I don't want to get those rough edges. So I'm trying something different. I'm pounding it in, and then I'm smoothing it out in a circular motion. I'm hoping this will work. And I'm only going to do an area that's about the size of my sheet of copper. Okay, so again, I'm going to go clean my stencil, and I'm going to leave this to dry for 15 minutes. So I came back, I cleaned up a little bit, and we're going to pull out a full sheet of copper now. Okay, so now my sheets, what I'm going to do is open my little book of leaf and try to keep it, oops, I already like messed it up. Anyway, this is regular wax paper from the kitchen, and that I use that to use static cling to lift it up, and I'm laying it down. I'm just going to flip that little piece over. And then I did find a nice soft brush that I am now going to make it my gold leaf brush. It's from Princeton. It's soft. It has short hairs, which I like. It gives you a little bit more, you can add some pressure. The longer the hairs are, the harder it is to like really press down. So this allows me to press down softly and smooth it out over the medium, but also it allows me to use the edge, the flat edge, to kick off some of the stuff in between. And it's a much better application, as you can see. So I was really, really happy with the way this one came out. And sometimes you have stubborn areas in between that just won't come out. I have that one section right there on the right-hand side in the middle that just wanted to stick. So I have to work that one a little bit more, but there we go. So as you can see, gold leaf, copper leaf, any kind of leaf makes a real mess, and it also makes a mess of your brush. So you cannot use that brush for anything else once you've used it for gold leaf. You really have to have a set of supplies that are only for this purpose. Okay, so let me lift this up so you can really see. Shake it off a little bit. And I love, love, love how this looks. So this will probably be just as easy on canvas or on wood or any other surface. And, you know, definitely soft brush. And I like the application with the sponge in circular motions. And Tacky-when-dry Gel Medium. Great find. So thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really wanted desperately to try this product with gold leaf. I've seen the application with gold foil. So if you prefer gold foil, it's a shinier look, go for it. It looks really easy with the gold foil, but I like gold leaf. So I will see you next time. Don't forget to create, inspire, and share, and take care. Bye-bye.